And welcome back. In place of Ozarks Live tomorrow, we have a special edition of Ozarks Live. It's called Ozarks Live Presents Cheers to Missouri Wines. Now, during this special hour-long show, I'll take you to wineries all over the state. And just to give you a preview, here's part of my conversation with Jim Anderson of the Missouri Wine and Grape Board about Missouri's history with wine. Jim Anderson is the executive director of the Missouri Wine and Grape Board. Talk about the history of our wine industry in the state of Missouri. I don't think people realize how far back the wine industry goes.
It goes back to over 165 years, so it's exciting to watch that growth and all the history that we have for Missouri wine.
And how did it start? Who came over here and really got this party started?
Well, it's a combination. Well, we think a lot of the Germans in the 1840s in the Herman area,
right.
But then we also think about the Italians and coming into the Rolla, St. James, or Rosati area, bringing with their customs, and then we had around the St. Genevieve area, the French coming in that area too. So Missouri was a great melting pot of growing grapes and making wine in the 1800s.
And everything was going just great, and then Prohibition happened, and that changed everything.
Yeah, it's terrible to see that. That was the worst time in our history, that our grape industry and our wine industry devastated with a flick of the pen. And what we've seen, afterwards, when we started seeing the rebirth in the 1960s, it was so important that we did have the areas like Herman still and the Augusta area that still had some of our wineries. And so we started seeing this rebirth of the industry throughout the 60s and 70s, and really getting started in the 80s, we really started taking off.